This is Valley News Live at 10.
Tonight, we are learning a Fargo South teacher was arrested yesterday, and he is now facing charges for corruption of a minor. Sebastian Tackling is currently a band teacher at Fargo South High School. At this time, the details surrounding the allegations prompting his arrest are still unclear. We reached out to the district, who say Tackling has been placed on administrative leave. In a statement, district officials say, quote, Fargo Public Schools takes all allegations of impropriety committed by staff very seriously. The district will fully cooperate with law enforcement as they conduct their investigation. Now, they go on to say, quote, the safety and security of our students are of paramount importance to Fargo Public Schools. We will not tolerate any employee who engages in any inappropriate behavior. Well, meanwhile, on to our weather. Temperatures are expected to dip back into the teens this week. Jim is here now with details on the forecast. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Nishay, that's right. We are going to see those chilly temperatures return to the area. But right now, things are still pretty warm. We're taking a look here in Fargo where things are pretty calm. We have a bit of a breeze. You can see in the sugar factory in the background there. Now, taking a look at temperatures, like I said, they are pretty warm. Well, for this time of year and this time of night as we're approaching, or we're after 10 o'clock now, I guess. And those temperatures are hovering right around 30. Some folks out west are a little bit warmer, like Jamestown, sitting there at 31 degrees, while Lakes Country is a little bit cooler. Wadena sitting at 25 and Alexandria at 24 degrees. Now, those winds are what helped us get so warm today, bringing some nice warm air out of the south, seeing those wind speeds of about 10 to 15 miles an hour across the area. And we are seeing some more snow reach our neck of the woods as a little blob of snow there moves across the international border, and we're going to continue seeing those chances of snow increase as we move during the overnight hours. So, Nishay, I'll have more information about that chance for snow coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Jim. A family in Fertile, Minnesota is picking up the pieces after their home burnt down. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling shares how the devastation is impacting this family and how the community is rallying around the family in this time of need.
The whole corner of the house over here was it was big flames.
A family devastated after their home in Fertile of nearly 2 decades burned to the ground on Saturday.
When I got out of my room, the house was covered in smoke, and it was pretty dark smoke, and then I jumped outside.
Cooper Jagel, who lived in the home with his parents, recalls how fast the fire tore through the house.
It was going quick. I mean, it was only 10 or 15 minutes after that, and the flames were all up through the house.
Cooper's father, Tim Jagel, was not home at the time when the fire started, as he was out hunting. But when he returned, he couldn't believe what was happening before his eyes.
I literally sat down in the snow and watched it burn till the fire department started getting here, and it's unbelievable. I never want to see anybody go through something like that, but thank God everyone is alive.
The family has since been able to salvage some of their belongings, including a few photos and clothing. But seeing the destruction wasn't easy for any of them.
Tears to my eyes. I mean, to see some of that stuff that got saved, the memories, and we still have pictures of some of it.
While they pick up the pieces, the community is rallying around the family to help them out.
Everything behind us can be replaced. So, big thanks to everyone helping out.
Despite the devastating loss, the family keeps telling me that they will rebuild. Reporting in Fertile, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Well, the home since has been deemed a total loss. The family says there were 2 dogs in the home at the time. They too were able to escape that fire. A family in Grand Forks say they are concerned after catching a man trying to break into their car. On Thanksgiving Eve, the incident was caught all on their doorbell camera. Although the person never got in, the family says the ordeal doesn't sit well with them, as they say they live in a quiet, safe neighborhood.
It definitely was concerning, especially as parents of a younger child, not only what valuables we have in the car, but then what other intentions this person have. It made me a little bit concerned.
The family says without the security system, they wouldn't have known about the attempted break-in. A pedestrian was hit last night in Fargo. The Fargo Police Department says the incident happened around 8:15 at the intersection of Main Avenue and University Drive. The victim was taken to a local hospital to be treated for their injuries. At this time, their condition is still unknown. The investigation into the crash is ongoing. Victims of mass shootings from around the U.S. gathered for a press conference today. They spoke about the help mass shooting victims need, and the group of survivors also demanded accountability and transparency from nonprofit groups that claim to collect funds for victims.
From Orlando to Denver, there are nonprofits that seek to exploit mass murder. These high-profile crimes provide an instant source of revenue and a new pool of donors to nonprofits who are more than willing to cash in on unfathomable pain and trauma we experience.
The group slammed a nonprofit called the Colorado Healing Fund, which they say does not give 100% of the money to the victims. Colorado Democratic Governor Jared Polis spoke out about gun regulation today. He was asked about a total ban on assault-style weapons following the deaths of 5 people in the mass shooting at a nightclub in his state. Polis said there are a number of regulation factors that could be considered.
We learn from each instance, but you also have to look at all the causes. So is there a way to improve gun safety out of this to make sure that red flag laws are used? Not only he had a pistol and a semi-automatic weapon. Do we need better laws on ghost guns? Do we need to make sure that we have a better process around semi-automatic weapons? Open to all of those.
Now, while government leaders are weighing all factors for banning assault weapons, Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut says Senate Democrats don't have the 60 votes needed to advance an assault weapons ban bill. However, Murphy said it was worth pursuing and something could get done in the next Congress if Democrats keep their seat in Georgia.
It is true that AR-15 or an AR-15 style weapon is generally the choice of mass shooters. And what you saw in 1994 when we passed an assault weapons ban was a dramatic decline in mass shootings that remained in place for a decade until the expiration of the assault weapons ban, when mass shootings started to spiral.
Murphy also said there needs to be a conversation in the U.S. Senate about funding law enforcement in counties that are refusing to enforce state and national gun laws. More than 70,000 people in Georgia took to the polls for the first Saturday of early voting in the U.S. Senate runoff race. Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker are in a runoff race after neither was able to pass the 50% threshold in the initial election. Now, regardless of the outcome, the Senate will be controlled by the Democrats after holding on to 50 seats following the November 8th midterm election. The post-Thanksgiving travel rush is on, but thousands of flight delays were creating a bit of a travel mess today. By midday today, more than 2,500 flights in and out of U.S. airports were delayed. The reason? Severe weather, including strong winds, rain, and snow hitting major cities. According to FlightAware.com, 63 flights had also been canceled. AAA had estimated that nearly 55 million people had planned to travel 50 miles or more from home this Thanksgiving weekend. An unruly passenger is in federal custody after an alleged assault that caused a Southwest Airlines flight from Houston to divert to Little Rock. One passenger was taken to a hospital for treatment. The FBI is now investigating the incident. So far, no charges have been filed. And football player Odell Beckham Jr. was escorted off an American Airlines flight by police this morning. Officials say crews attempted to wake up the wide receiver before departure. But the crew then grew concerned because Beckham, quote, appeared to be coming in and out of consciousness. However, Beckham refused to exit the plane. Beckham took to social media and stated that he has never had an experience like this before. Later on Valley News Live at 10, some of the hottest toys of the holiday season.
And temperatures across the area are hovering right around 30 degrees, and we're seeing some snow enter the area up near the international border, and there is more snow headed our way. I'll have details about that snow chance tomorrow. Coming up next.